So this is my front light mounted. I had to expand that joint a little bit, but basically that is into the 80/20. Okay, and that's on both sides of the 80/20, of course. Yep. And then, of course, the wire comes out the side and then into, in this instance, a single entry gland. And then at the back, we have a slightly smaller white just plain LED. Again, this just has one mount on each side. Okay, same thing, just mounted to the 80/20, and then its light comes out the side here. And in this instance, it actually plugs into a wire here that goes through the entry gland. So I've pulled off these nuts that are at the very front and the very back on each side of this rail here. Okay, this is the very first thing you do. At the back here, you'll see the same hole right back in here. Do that on each side. Do that first. It's the very first thing. And then the next thing you must do, back in here, okay, you must pull off this little harness. Otherwise you're going to, firstly, you can't pull it off, you can't pull the seat off, and secondly, this has your airbag and electronics, etc. So that's the next thing you do. Aside for now. Now inside mine I have an auxiliary battery, so this is actually what I'm going to be connecting my floodlights to. And oh, look what I found in here, all sorts of trash. How interesting. Okay, so I'm wiring up my front and back floodlights, and I'm going to wire them to this auxiliary battery underneath the passenger seat, which is fantastic to have. And then I'm just trying to trace a pathway from here to the dashboard. Okay, so I've pulled that out, we're mounted on the dashboard. Okay, and then back up under these mats to where it's wired. One of them's wired all the way to the back and one of them's wired right to there. Okay. So that's what I'm doing now, is just tracing the pathway, working out where everything's going to go. So to do that here in the Sprinter, I've just, these are just Torx nuts, so I'm just pulling out this little panel here. Okay, I'll pull that out. So that basically holds the mat in place. Okay, and then we're going to see what's underneath this mat here. Okay, so I just wanted to show you where I'm at with the mounting of the LED lights. So this is the one coming from the front light through the entry gland. I have put connectors through here, okay, and then I got some extra 14 AWG wire, and I have connected it through and then put it into conduit. Okay, and then I'm going to hide this up here. Then I've wound it back through the back of my cabinets down, and this is the same for the back one, and down through the cabinet, and then out through a hole way down here. Show you, I drilled a hole down here. Okay, at the back of my cabinet, I've labeled them as I always do, and then they come out through here, okay, through the back of this cabinet. Then I'm sneaking them out the back of the driver's seat. I'm going to have a curtain back here, so it's going to cover all this. And then what I'm doing at the moment is I had to get some additional 14.2 wire from the back, thread it through the van, and then I'm connecting it through here. Okay, this is to the harness. Okay, this is to the rear LED harness. This is the front LED harness. And it's going back to the side of the passenger seat, and there's a huge nice big gap here, which is really cool. And then it's going through that to the harnesses in here, right? So both of my harnesses are in here, which is great because there's heaps of space for their extra harness stuff to be hidden away. These will be connected to the red and the black respectively. I'll show you that when I get to it. And then the same hole down here, and obviously I've pulled my mats up at this point, okay, that's obvious. They're going to go through over there and under there up into my dashboard. I'll show you that when I get to it, okay? So this is where I'm at. So right now I am just doing some wire connecting here. So I just realized if you're only watching this video, for this video I'll show you how to do these connectors. So these are 14 to 16 just wire connectors, okay? They're great. These are the ones that have the glue on the inside. I love these. I highly recommend them. So basically I've stripped back both of these wires using this little puppy. Okay, I love this. It's a very simple wire stripper, very inexpensive. Okay, so you pull back the outer coating, and you pull back these other outer coatings, and then now I'm connecting the black to the black and the red to the red. So I've popped that in there. I screw it on a little bit. And then I love these particular crimpers. The blue, obviously, is what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to pop it in. They crimp so well. My favorite. Press them hard. And you are crimped. Same with the other side. Okay, both the wires have been crimped and connected. Okay, and I check them that they're really solid. Okay, and then I bring in my little heat gun. I like this battery I put away to run just in case I'm in a place where I don't have power. And then I'm going to shrink them. Okay, so they are done. So that's just, these are sitting here in a moving installation. We want them to be really secure. Most of the time, over-engineering this stuff is a good idea. Okay. Okay, I'm about to do the same thing for the front amber and white ones. Now these have 3 wires. Okay, so I've stripped both ends. That's the extension. This is from the harness. And obviously I need 3 of these to make connectors. So that's what I'm about to do now, is just connect them up. Okay, and so that's these connected to the extension from the roof to the harness wire. And now we're going to start focusing on the dashboard, which is exciting. Okay, so the next thing that I'm doing is I've pulled through the dash leads up through underneath, and I'll show you from the other side where they've come up. So I've poked this out through the dash at the moment. So that's for the 2 different light bars. And then here's the 2 sort of connectors. They are wiring harnesses of their own type. And this one will go to that. And it's all color coded. You don't use, let me pull that out. You don't use the yellow one. Everything else, as you see, is color coded. So I'll just be putting a connector through to there. And with this one, it's going to be color coded too, except the 2 reds get put together and they go to the blue, and then the green, the black goes to the black, and the green goes to the white. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so that's my 2 dashboard setups, put with their connectors, their harnesses here. Okay. These ones are done. That's to the rear LEDs, and this is to the front white and amber LEDs. The yellow part is not used. And I'm just letting them cool down, and I'm going to pop them back in the dash. Okay, so this is me having wired up both my roof-mounted LED lights to my auxiliary battery in my Sprinter van. Okay, the issue here was this nut and this nut. They're 1/4 inch 28s, so they're automotive thread. Okay, but they are in, and the harnesses are tucked in nicely. This is actually the airbag and the electrical mount that'll go back in when the seat goes on. But you know, harnesses are tucked away in here. It's all very tidy actually. And yeah, I just wanted to show you my cool switches. Yeah, aren't they great? And so this is and then they're illuminated when they're on. Right, so for here, the front has amber and white that you can toggle independently, and the reverse is this one. Very cool, huh? So basically I ordered the back plate is also the Toyota back plate. I still have to adhere this down at this point. But they're right underneath my wheels so I can access them easily while I'm driving. I'm really happy with those.